Yo, 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 yo. Volume test. Where you at? Where you at? There you go. All right. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, right? Because, check this out. Check this out. You will notice something. You will notice something when I pull this up here in a second. You will notice something. I promise, this is worth it. You will notice something. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Now, this is kind of looking familiar, right? This is sort of where we were at, right? This looks almost identical, except, let me pull down the script here for a second. Where are we? Where are we in the story? Where are we in the Chronicles of ReaderRick? Where are we in the story, in the narrative? Where did we end up? You might be saying, Eric, last I checked, you were on chapter 6. If you were, watching the whole story, you might say, Eric, last time I checked in, you were on chapter 6. Not only have you completed chapter 7, but you've also completed chapter 8. What gives? I'll tell you what gives. I will tell you what gives, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, I streamed for 2.5 hours. I streamed for 2.5 hours while I was knocking these things out left and right. And I was looking at this, right? I got done with this. 32 minutes. Flow state the entire time. It was just seamless. I barely had any mistakes in this entire thing. And I said, I'm kind of hitting a flow state here. This is really good. And I had really good riffs while I was doing it. I felt like I had good energy while I was doing it. And chapter 8 went a little bit longer. It's at 36. But if you recall, most of these were coming out at 44 or 52 minutes. And they were just littered with mistakes the entire time. And I was trying to express the fact that I'm trying to hit this midpoint of it's not too deep. It's all right if I miss a word, maybe it's a the or a or something that isn't exact on the script. As long as I'm encapsulating an energy that the end user appreciates, that is all that matters. Because sticking to the script is important, yes, but what's most important, nobody's going to listen at the end of the day and say, this person's really sticking to the script. Nobody cares. There's one person that cares, and that's the author, and they're not really paying that close of attention. Maybe they might be. Maybe they might catch me on one or two things. But what I'm saying is that really at the end of the day, what everybody, even including the author, wants is a good project that encapsulates solid energy. And I really felt like I had that last night. I was flowing through with all of this. I'll give you a bit just of a preview here. If I click here. Training should go beyond basic lessons by including real-world examples. Payer updates. Documentation guidance. I don't know. I was expressing the fact that a lot of the times during these projects, I'm like, there's so many different lists. I've been listening to some of my playback, and the entire time I'm thinking, bro, there's a list, there's a second list, there's a third list. This thing is completely, it's filled with lists for some reason. Why is there so many lists? This, that, and this. That, and also this. This, that, and also this. And I'm like, I'm editing it thinking, dude, how many different ways can I say a freaking list? There's so many lists on here. It's insane. But then I spoke that out in the universe. Like, as I think that I'm streaming, I say that, and then it just invokes this mental state of like, how many different ways can I approach a list? And I was going through it, and I really felt like I had a flow state where I'm going through these lists, and I'm approaching each one in a unique way, in an honest way, in a way that's like honest to the reading, and it felt really good. And I felt like I had so many like gems to share during that. The unfortunate part is that, as you know, the recording, and I might turn it off here in a second, but the recording function doesn't necessarily work appropriately, because the moment this thing disconnects, the entire recording is gone. The entire recording is corrupted and it cannot be retrieved. So I don't make it a habit to have it on the recording setting. So what I have, the entire thing that I had yesterday, the 2.5 hours, is gone. It's totally gone. We didn't have any interaction. We didn't have any chat interaction, but like, I'm at a state to where I don't have too many people coming in left and right, and I don't expect so many people to be here. Sometimes I have legitimate streams where literally nobody shows up. So it's not like it was out of the ordinary for me. And I thought, oh, this is probably just like a slow night. But cool that I at least have it, I clicked start stream. It said streaming the entire time. The only thing that I changed is I turned off the recording, and that's it. That's the only thing I changed. But also, I didn't double check that I was in fact streaming. That was like the only time that I had ever done that. And I did not check. And because of that, the entire stream is gone. I clicked stop stream, and it said stopping stream. And it said that for a little too long. And I said, I wonder if it just didn't stream the entire time. How goofy would that be? And I looked, and it said last stream 6 days ago. So I said, the entire thing's gone, isn't it? The entire thing is gone. I looked on YouTube, didn't stream there either. So didn't even have a backup. Didn't have a recording. Didn't have nothing. So that one was just between me and God, I guess. That was practice. I was doing a practice stream. So welcome back to, I guess, my first one in a week, because didn't know I wasn't actually recording yesterday. That's what happened. That's what happened. So let's get to it. And I feel bad because I actually looked good yesterday. And now I'm waking up and I'm looking haggard. But we'll get this going. Now to give you guys a little bit of a rehash of where we were. Let's pull up Brave Browser. Check it out. We're working on this one right now. This is called The Revenue Cure by Scott Tartamella, and this is the project that I'm currently working on. As you can see, way up yonder, it was due March 12th. We're coming up on almost a month beyond deadline. We had 6 weeks to do this up to that point of March 12th, so this is pretty sufficiently beyond due. We have a second project from Mr. Scott Tartamella that we're also working on. I'll pull this up here in a second. Here we go. In production, we have a second project that we're working on. Luckily, we were able to submit a 15-minute review, and he approved that recently, so we are going to work on this as well. As you can see, the due date of that is also looming, so we're just going to continue this motivation to complete both of these projects. They're nearly the same amount of time that I have to complete thus far, because this is at 4.3 hours. This is at nearly 6, but we have 2.5 hours already completed. So for all intents and purposes, this is 6, 5, 4, 3.5. So this is about 3.5 more hours we need to put on this project, the Revenue Cure, and then 4.3. So we're a little bit more advanced on our first one, thank God. But this next one, Fit and Strong After 50, I'm actually really excited for this one. Not that I'm not excited for the Revenue Cure. It's just very, very niche. But this next one, Fit and Strong After 50, as you know, your boys reached UNC status. Won't disclose exactly how old that may or may not be. But, it's closer to 50 than I would like to admit, though still sufficiently closer to 20s, way closer to 20s. So I'll take that while I can. However, this is a book that I think that a lot of people would benefit from, and from what I've read thus far, I'm actually really enjoying the way it's being written. I love talking about health and wellness, and telomerase, and the nitty gritty scientific data that is related to living a healthy life, especially with regard to longevity. So this is going to be a really fun project. Fit and Strong After 50, really looking forward to it. But as of right now, we're going to work on the Revenue Cure, strategies to eliminate revenue loss, improve compliance, and safeguard your practice. That's going to be our goal. And as you can see, we're up to Chapter 6. We got that done. We recorded Chapter 7 and 8. And then at that point, I said I could probably do Chapter 9, but I'm feeling it in my throat and I don't want to push it. So I think the goal for today right now is what I'm gonna try to go for at least an hour. I think I could do like an hour and mimic like yesterday and do like chapters 9 and 10. Take a break for a moment, upload everything onto Descript, do a bit of editing, and then later tonight do a chapter 11 and 12. I think that would be cool. That would leave chapters 13, 14, and 15, which I believe I can. This next week is busy, so I'm really trying to approach this cautiously when I say this, but if I could at least get it up to chapter 12, and of course, by the way, yesterday we did the conclusion, we did the references, and we did the summary. Sorry, actually, I don't think we did the conclusion, but we did the references, summary, and about the author. So we got those 3 knocked out. So conclusion, 15, 14, and 13. That would leave probably about a day's worth of recording. Like a full days of recording there. And if I could get everything else edited and knocked away, I could put myself in a really good state this weekend. Sorry about that. This weekend to say we're right at the end. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. I just don't want to leave too much. Because we said this weekend is like pretty hard deadline. This is gonna be like our last bastion here, our last hope. Anakin, this is our last hope. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do what my voice can, and put everything up onto Script. Like I said, we didn't have too many errors yesterday with chapter 7 and 8. So I feel like that editing process, I mean, knock on wood, but hopefully that goes pretty swimmingly. Outside of that, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm going to cut the recording here. But I just wanted to say that OBS, you did me dirty. You did me dirty, OBS, and I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. All I'm saying, dude, OBS, my eyes are on you. I'm glued, Obi, I cannot believe you did me dirty. You said stop streaming the whole time. One would assume I had a countdown. I had a thing that said live. Down here, and it had a record. It was counting up. I'm not crazy. I promise you, it said that. So, not happy with you, OBS. Obi Trice, real name, no gimmicks. All I'm saying, I'm watching you from now on, okay? You did me dirty once. Fool me once. Shame on me. You see, you fooled me. You can't get fooled again. All right. Stop recording. Love you. But we won't stop streaming. We won't stop streaming. And I'm going to go on and I want to make sure I'm still streaming. Because I don't trust. I don't trust like that. I don't trust like that. There we go. Fantastic. We're back. We're so back. We're back. We're back. Okay. All right. And in lieu of that, I'm going to go ahead and probably take my top off. Because it's getting hot in here. Okay. Let's turn this script back on. We were on chapter 9. We were on chapter 9. Can't believe you guys missed it. All right. What am I going to say? Actually, sorry, it dawned on me. Should we do the conclusion? I mean, I feel like the conclusion's a good way to warm up. We might have benefit by doing that. Summary about the author references. Yeah, let's warm up with the conclusion. That way, get the ball rolling. I'll feel like I'm getting something done, and it won't feel too overwhelming. Oh man, why'd you do that? What did I hit? Damn. What did I hit? Because I can't click anything anymore. Pointer tool, I think that's what I need. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Conclusion. Private medical practices face a crucial turning point in healthcare's evolution. Private medical practices face a crucial turning point in healthcare's evolution. The forces shaping today's environment. The forces shaping today's environment. The forces shaping today's environment, such as increasing patient responsibility, rapidly changing payer behavior, heightened compliance standards, complex documentation demands, and growing administrative pressures are not passing challenges. They signify a lasting restructuring of how healthcare is delivered, evaluated, and reimbursed. In this landscape, financial performance and clinical excellence are interconnected. These two cannot be separated. A practice cannot provide top quality care unless it also safeguards the financial systems that support it. A practice cannot provide top quality care unless it also safeguards the financial systems that support it. The financial systems that support it. Throughout this book, one theme has remained consistent. Successful practices are those that adapt. They do not wait for conditions to improve, regulations to relax, or payer processes to become easier. They understand that strength, stability, and long-term independence depend on building a revenue cycle that supports modern healthcare. They rely on accurate documentation, disciplined procedures, advanced technology, and expert support to navigate an environment where even minor errors can have significant consequences. The successful practices do not merely work harder, they work more intelligently, strategically, and clearly. They recognize that internal billing departments go through committed often lack the resources, tools, and capacity needed to compete with an increasingly automated payer system. They admit that the true cost of outdated systems isn't measured in wages, but in lost revenue, slow reimbursements, preventable denials, compliance risks, and operational inefficiencies. They understand that stability comes from adopting the systems and expertise that prevent errors, safeguard revenue, and offer the visibility necessary to lead confidently. Outsourced revenue cycle management enhances every aspect of practice performance. It provides the structure and oversight needed to ensure accuracy in complex coding environments. It helps providers with clear documentation to withstand audits and justify medical necessity. It speeds up cash flow by reducing denials and boosting first-pass acceptance rates. It improves the patient experience by replacing confusing, inconsistent communication with clear, timely, and transparent interactions. It also allows leaders to focus on clinical excellence and strategic planning instead of administrative firefighting. Most importantly, outsourcing offers a consistency that internal teams can't maintain today. It provides discipline during workload surges. Ensures continuity amid staff turnover, and builds expertise when regulations shift. It serves as a stabilizing force, enhancing the practice's financial infrastructure and addressing weaknesses that quietly hurt profitability. Sustainable success in practice medicine is not by chance. It comes from deliberate modernization, strong systems, and strategic alliances with those who grasp the intricacies of the modern revenue cycle. It advances through disciplined workflows, reliable analytics, accurate documentation, and technology that meets payer expectations. It originates from leaders who actively enhance their operations. Rather than waiting for financial pressures to necessitate difficult choices. Your dedication to strengthening your practice's financial base is more than just a business choice. It's a promise to your patients, staff, reputation, and future independence. It shows that clinical excellence depends on operational. It shows that clinical excellence depends on operational excellence. And both must develop for the practice to succeed. This opportunity ahead is great. The plan is clear. The way is set. What's left is the willingness to act, to take intentional steps that strengthen financial stability, improve operational performance, and secure your practice's future. The next step is to act with purpose, clarity, and confidence. The next step is to carry out your plan. Bam. Okay. All right. So we did the conclusion. We're concluded. Just kidding. We're not concluded yet. But we're not going to eat it all. There we go. Chapter 9. Ooh. Okay. Stretching, big stretch. Big boy stretching. We're big boy stretching. All right. Oh, yeah, sorry, just stretching real quick. Oh, man. Oh, come on, my pop filter's in the way. Oh, so tiny, this tiny booth. It's so small in this tiny booth in this, actually it's a 5'3" man, and just like the tiniest booth imaginable. Okay. Ghost, you did me dirty. Sorry, I'm spitting. You did me dirty, Ghost. You did me dirty. You stopped making your cherry limeade, nootropic supplement, Ghost Gamer. I was such a fan. I bought all of them. Like, when I was told that Ghost Gamer was no longer sold, I found out that GNC still sold it, and I bought fucking 12 of them. I bought a month supply. If I did one scoop every day, I bought a year's supply of them. 'Cause I loved it, and you took it away. You took away my toy. How dare you, Ghost? I'm watching you, dude. It's so sad. I got to learn what the formulation for that was and make it myself and sell it myself, because Why would you? It's the best. It's the best. Why would you get rid of that? It was the best one. All the other ones are dog water. Why would you do that? And they always get rid of the best things in life. Tell you what. It's because they lost their licensing. It's because the people that own the rights to cherry limeade said, no mas. No mas. Because they're stupid. They don't understand the vision. It's because they're stupid and they don't understand the vision. That's what it is. I mean, think about it. Why? That is a win-win. That is such a win-win. Like, the owners of cherry limeade benefit substantially more than Ghost does. If somebody's ranting and raving about how wonderful this Sonic cherry limeade is that not going to push your brand? And also, you get money from that. They license it from you. Dude, what are you complaining about? Oh, too many people are talking about my product. I'm making too much money from this. My lobster's too buttery. My steak's too juicy. You are such a moron if you can't even see the vision of a clear return on investment of that nature. Dude, it's more people hear about your product and then you get paid. They pay you to talk about your product. You are such a moron if you don't accept that. What are you doing? What are you doing? What executive was saying, we did make $14 million last quarter on this, but I think that we could have made $16 million. Let's try to squeeze it out. You're making so much money and people are talking about your product. That is all you want. That is all you need as a marketing department, and you just throw that away? For what? Are you happy? Are you happy now? You shot yourself in the foot, dude. You're so dumb. You're so dumb if you take that. And then you got me at the end of the line, who thoroughly enjoys the product, who can no longer enjoy the product that he thoroughly enjoys, because you want an extra $1 million. Well, boo-hoo, so sorry that the American population no longer has as much discretionary income as they did back in 2022. But the world is different, and you got to adjust. And you're already benefiting. Just fucking deal with it, dude. Oh, I'm not going to make as many millions. Let me see. Who am I disparaging? Who owns the rights to Sonic Cherry Limeade? Sonic Cherry Limeade are owned by Inspired Brands, who acquired Sonic Corp in 2018. Oh, would you look at that? Inspire Brands is a multi-brand restaurant company and is majority owned by affiliates of Rourke, a private equity firm. Well, I'll tell you what, Rourke, you disparage the name of Howard Rourke, okay? Because any fucking person with above 100 IQ would understand the fact that you make money and more people hear about your product if you fucking let them make Sonic Cherry Limeade. You dunce, you fucking dunce. I hate you, Rourke. I hate you, Rourke, and Inspire Brands. You are a piece of shit. And that's what I want to say. That's what I want to say today. You are a piece of shit, you fucking private equity whatever. I, Eric Pullman, am telling that, and this is legal and financial advice, that Rourke Inspire Foods fucking sucks. All right, this is too much. Oh. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. All right. Now we can move on. Nobody clip that. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. Fuck you, Rourke.
I actually do kind of want to watch that back here for a second. I want to see if that looks good. Is that good for my image?
Is that good for my image?
Hold on, let's see.
You know, we did make 14 million last quarter on this, but I think that we could have made 16 million. Let's try to squeeze it out. You're making so much money, and people are talking about your product. That is all you want. That is all you need as a marketing department, and you just throw that away for what? Are you happy? Are you happy now? You shot yourself in the foot, dude. You're so dumb. You're so dumb if you take that. By affiliates of Rourke, a private equity firm. Well, I'll tell you what, Rourke, you disparage the name of Howard Rourke, okay? Because any fucking person with above 100 IQ would understand the fact that you make money and more people hear about your product if you fucking let them make Sonic Cherry Limeade. You dunce, you fucking dunce. I hate you, Rourke. I hate you, Rourke. Inspired Brand. You are
Okay.
a piece of shit. And that's what I want to say. That's what I want to say today. You are a piece of shit, you fucking private equity.
I could have said more. I could have said more.
Hi, Eric Pullman. Telling you that this is legal and financial advice that Rourke Inspire Foods fucking sucks. Alright, this is too much.
Yeah, but it's everything that I wanted. That was it. Yeah. I could have gone deeper though. I could have gone deeper. I could have gone full commitment to character. I should have. I didn't have too much. I didn't have that character built yet, but just wait. Just wait. I'll get there. We're so ready. We're so ready for some rants. Rancid. All right, what do they do? It's in Oklahoma City. Well, no wonder they're fucking 97 IQ. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, Oklahoma. I love you, baby. Yeah, wow. It owns Arby's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Sonic Drive-In, and Rusty Taco. Damn. Okay. Wait, can you own? Hold up. Can you own Buffalo Wild Wings franchise? Franchise costs. Let's see. It requires a total initial investment of 2.4 million to 4.9 million per location. Seems kind of out of range. So the initial franchise fee is $12,500 to $25,000. Seems kind of not worth, TBH. Seems kind of not worth. All right. Okay. We're back. We're so back. All right. Let's do Chapter 9 Raw. Let's hit it raw, guys. Let's hit it raw. Can this be seen? Kind of. Okay. Chapter 9. The benefits of outsourced RCM.
Outsourcing as a deliberate business decision. By the time a practice starts considering outsourced revenue cycle management, it is rarely a casual decision. The choice often comes after years of mounting pressure, shrinking margins, rising payer demands, staff turnover, and the ongoing tension between clinical duties and administrative needs. Physicians experience this conflict daily. They understand that their training and clinical judgment should focus on diagnosis, treatment, and patient outcomes. Yet they are repeatedly pulled into billing questions, denial discussions, and cash flow issues. Outsourcing revenue cycle management does not mean failure. It acknowledges that modern reimbursement has become a complex technical field. The complexity of payer rules, coding requirements, documentation standards, prior authorization processes, and audit protocols make it increasingly difficult for small and mid-sized practices to sustain the necessary expertise in-house. Instead of trying to develop a mini revenue cycle department, physicians can intentionally partner with specialists who handle this at scale. Viewed through that lens, outsourcing is more than just an operational change. It represents a strategic repositioning of the practice's internal resources. It enables the organization to redirect its focus back to patient care and strategic planning while relying on an external team. It enables the organization to redirect its focus back to patient care and strategic planning while relying on an external team whose primary goal is to safeguard and enhance revenue. When implemented properly, this partnership does not reduce control. Instead, it improves visibility, introduces discipline, and establishes a measurable framework for financial success. Moving beyond cost as the only question. Many physicians initially assess outsourcing mainly by its cost. They consider what percentage of collections will be charged, how that compares to current salary and benefit expenses. And whether it will be cheaper than handling billing in-house. While cost is important, it is only one part of a much larger picture. Focusing solely on the fee can hide the true factors that influence whether outsourcing will benefit the practice. What ultimately matters is net financial performance. Not just the fee structure. A practice with low internal billing expenses but a high rate of preventable denials, chronic undercoding, and unresolved patient balances is not saving money. It's leaking revenue. In many cases, the additional collections gained from expert management greatly surpasses the cost of the cost of outsourcing, as long as the partner provides consistent accuracy, strong denial prevention, and disciplined follow-up. A thoughtful evaluation also considers stability. Internal billing teams are vulnerable to staff turnover, vacation gaps, sick leave, and the loss of a single experienced employee who carries critical institutional knowledge. Outsourced revenue cycle management, when structured correctly, replaces that fragility with a standardized, team-based model supported by defined workflows, training programs, and technology infrastructure. In that context, physicians are not just purchasing a service, they are purchasing continuity and resilience. Protecting the practice from hidden operational risk. Every medical practice faces risks within its revenue cycle, whether fully recognized or not. These risks might include chronic undercoding in certain visit types, recurring documentation gaps in specific specialties, delays in posting payments, inconsistent follow-up on prior authorizations, or a backlog of aging accounts receivable quietly increasing in the background. These vulnerabilities rarely cause immediate failure. Instead, they gradually erode profitability over time. Outsourced revenue cycle management, when properly designed, serves as a risk reduction system. The external team is responsible for monitoring patterns across claims, payers, and providers. They identify where denials are concentrated, where documentation consistently fails to support billed services, and where payer behavior is changing. This pattern recognition is often challenging for individual practices to perform effectively because they lack the time, dedicated analysts, or advanced reporting tools. Moreover, a mature RCM partner offers well-defined quality controls. Encounters are checked for completeness. Encounters are checked for completeness. Coding logic is assessed against current guidelines, and claims are scrubbed before they are submitted. These tasks are rarely performed with the same discipline within small practices that are already stretched thin. By outsourcing these high-risk activities to specialists, practices can greatly lower the risk of systemic errors that might trigger audits, recoupments, or extended cash flow issues. Nine minutes, guys. 9 minutes. 9 minutes on chapter 9. You can't catch me, I'm so fine. All right, guys. It's about Easter time, right? It's Easter time, and your boy is catching. Gotta catch 'em all. Eggs, guys. We got eggs. Excellent. It is an excellent day here in Eastern time. We're over here in Eastern time. Massachusetts, check me out. Boston, you boys, straight up East Coast on Easter. You boys straight up East Coast on Easter, eh? What kind What kind of Easter? All right. So because of that, what I'm going to do is shibba-da-boo-bop, get myself a little bit of pre going on. I haven't taken any pre-workout yet today, but I would like to, and I would like to ride a bike outside in the sun, give myself some sun, sunny digital. So in lieu of that, I'm gonna fill this up with some uppers. I'm gonna fill this up with some uppers because your boy's feeling down. No, I do want to put this filled with pre-workout. I'm gonna do some pre-workout, and in saying that, I'm gonna fill this also with intro workout as well. And I'm gonna do a slight little bike ride, get some sun, get some sunny D out there, and come back. Maybe record, maybe leave for Easter dinner thing. So we'll see. But I'm gonna finish this chapter. I swear to God. I'm gonna finish this chapter. But first, I'm gonna get some pre, and I'll be right back. So let's see if this works. It wasn't working on the preview. Short break. Starting. I'm just kidding. Yo, welcome in. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party bus, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching the Ramadan series with Ramadan Steve. Yo, it's Ramadan Steve. All right, let's see. Interact. There we go. This is what's known as the Mandelbrot set. It's the Mandelbrot fractal. So, Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. That's pretty cool. I like this thing. It's Mandelbrot set. So Google it. It involves complex numbers and stuff.
It is a recursive set of numbers. It's like what I think it's like z squared plus z or something to that effect. Like something to the effect of when you square a number and then add it to itself infinitely many times, does it converge on a number, or does it expound into infinity? And then you basically plot all of those numbers that do that, either on the real number scale or the imaginary number scale. And the well, it's like the real numbers are one axis, and then the imaginary numbers are another axis. And then like you plot the numbers on there. You plot the like whether or not they go to infinity, that's like a black space, or if they converge on a number, that's like a, that's a function, that's a point on the function, and it becomes a Mandelbrot set, and it becomes this thing. It becomes a fractal. It becomes something that recursively like becomes itself over and over and over again. There's parts in here that are exactly the Mandelbrot set, like over and over and over, and there's certain parts that just like go into its own story for a while, and then it pulls back into a Mandelbrot set. It's really neat. Love fractals. Fractals are so cool. See, the Mandelbrot set though, it starts out like that, right? That's your typical Mandelbrot set. It's like it's got this really odd shape to it, where it kind of looks like a heart, the cardioid, and then there's like there's like these like little balls that come out from it. It kind of looks like insect-like almost. But then you zoom in to a certain part of it, and like, hey, look, there's another Mandelbrot set. It looks exactly like what we saw earlier, and it recursively brings itself back up. It creates itself over and over again. But if you zoom into any one particular part, it's an infinite zoom. You can zoom in forever, and you'll never get to you'll have so many unique things. There's another Mandelbrot set right there. Like, you see so many iterations of itself within itself. It's very, very interesting. I love it. So that's the Mandelbrot set. Good stuff. Mandelbrot. But yeah, very, very cool thing. They, of course, put some colors on it and did an infinite zoom. So, love to showcase as much. That's the mitochondria. You can't convince me otherwise. It is the mitochondria. These are cool. So, I've likely bastardized the entire concept of the Mandelbrot set, but it brought shame upon all the mathematicians. But please forgive me. I am a lowly chemist. I am just a lowly chemist. What do I know? What do I know except how it applies to physical reality? This is all very abstract stuff. All that exists within a playing field beyond my understanding. Those are chloroplasts. You can't convince me otherwise. All right, let's get back to it. Logic Pro. Isn't it funny how we literally were at this part before? We were at this part before. When we first started, we were here. It's like we knew. It's like we knew it would park here for a minute. It's like we knew. Okay. Pre-workout. I love the taste of working out before we work out. All right.
Aligning staff roles. Aligning staff roles with their highest value. One of the most immediate non-financial benefits of outsourcing is reducing internal friction. In many practices, front desk staff, medical assistants, and office managers are asked to handle scheduling, patient calls, insurance questions, claim follow-up, and balance discussions all in the same day. This fragmentation raises stress, increases error rates, and often leads to burnout. It also reduces the time staff can spend on activities that most directly improve the patient experience. When revenue cycle responsibilities are transferred to a dedicated external team, internal staff can strategically be redeployed. Front office staff can focus on patient flow, communication, and service recovery. Clinical personnel can dedicate their attention to care coordination, documentation quality, and patient education instead of insurance disputes. The office manager can move from reactive problem solving to proactive leadership using reports from the outsourced partner to inform decisions rather than react to crises. This realignment does more than boost morale. It alters the energy within the practice. Instead of staff feeling that every payer call or denial letter is a personal burden, they now have a clear partner to manage those tasks. Internal conversations can shift back to clinical excellence, patient satisfaction, and strategic growth. Supported by dependable financial data rather than overshadowed by it. Gaining access to scale and specialized infrastructure. Hospitals and large health systems have long benefited from scale. They maintain dedicated coding teams, denial management units, compliance departments, and analytics groups. They invest in high-end technology platforms that integrate clearinghouse functions, advanced claim scrubbing, real-time eligibility, and robust business intelligence. Independent practices almost never have the budget or staffing capacity to recreate that infrastructure. Outsourced revenue cycle management is one of the most practical ways for small and mid-sized practices to access the same level of sophistication. A well-structured partnership extends the practice's reach into a larger operational environment. Without the need for capital investments in software licenses, data warehouses, or specialized staff. Instead, the practices benefit from the partner's scale, vendor relationships, and experience across multiple specialties. and experience across multiple specialties in payer mixes. This does not mean that the practice loses insight. In a strong relationship, physicians and administrators receive organized, meaningful reports that turn clinical details into actionable information. Instead of logging into multiple systems and manually creating spreadsheets, leaders get structured dashboards and summaries that show denial trends, payment patterns, collection performance, and key indicators. That access to infrastructure and insight is one of the most underappreciated benefits of outsourcing. Preserving clinical autonomy while enhancing financial oversight. Some physicians hesitate to outsource because they fear losing control. They worry that a third-party billing company will make decisions misaligned with their clinical values, or that they will no longer understand how the revenue is generated. These concerns are understandable, especially for independent practitioners who have built their practices from the ground up. A well-structured outsourcing relationship should address these concerns from the beginning. Clinical decision-making remains entirely within the practice. The external team does not direct physicians on how to treat patients. Instead, it ensures that the work already done is being done is documented, coded, and billed accurately and in compliance. Physicians retain full authority over clinical protocols while gaining better insight into the financial impact of their decisions through regular reporting and discussions. The key is transparency. Practices should expect their RCM partner to provide clear communication, documented workflows, accessible reports, and straightforward explanations whenever questions arise. When that transparency exists, outsourcing enhances oversight rather than diminishes it. Physicians and administrators can see more, understand more, and act more confidently because the technical execution of the revenue cycle has been stabilized by specialists. All right, guys, I'm not going to lie. I hit a point in there where I actually was fully not present at all. I don't know how I did that, but I was fully thinking of something completely distinct. I was thinking about I was thinking about my time on set with William H. Macy, and I was like trying to think like, what would my life have been what would my life be like if I had like a legit part in that and had like speaking lines and could pick the brain of somebody like that while I was on set? What would I have said to somebody like that? And I was like totally in that mindset rather than fucking reading. But I was like actually reading and hitting this flow state where I hope to God I was reading the correct words, and I think I was, but I was like literally somewhere different there for a second. I don't know if you could tell in my face or or what, but let me actually see that, because I was not there at all. Let's go back. I think to like 10. Yeah, I'll be honest. I can't tell at all. I'm watching myself in the playback. I can't tell at all that I'm anywhere else except for exactly right here. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's actually a little bit concerning, to be honest. To be honest, because like, at what point are you talking to somebody and they're just like not there at all? I'm gonna put this up a little bit because I don't like the way it's lining my under eyes. It's there we go. I think that's good. Although I do need some sort of light from this area directed down at my face. I think that would probably be good. But alas, I only have this battery powered one that's like, no matter how many times I charge it, never charged. So I just gave up. This thing came with a couple lights, or maybe it just came with this one light, but this thing is like never on correctly, or it never turns on correctly. And I charge it, but it just doesn't. So whatever. Kind of gave up on it. This thing is like, so I don't know if I've showed you guys actually, but let's go back to the main camera and then turn off the filter. Video filter. Yeah, I mean, so I'm on a green screen right now. Like this is obviously like the studio. This is what it looks like, but just from behind the scenes here, this is kind of what it looks like here. This is a recording booth that I'm inside of, and like this is the behind the curtain there. We got so it's like in my basement, right? So this is stuff like inside of my basement, and there's a little green screen on top of that. But what this is soundproofing material that is surrounding. I don't know if you could see it, probably not, but there's like PVC pipes. So there's PVC pipes that create this box, this cube that I'm inside of. I call it a cube actually, but it's more of like a rhombus. No, it's more of it's more of like a elongated cube. So it started out as a cube and then got elongated. That's what happened. And so it's probably about like 7 feet tall, I would say. I'd say it's about 7 feet tall because it leaves like maybe about a foot above me. So about 7 feet tall, and then probably about 4 feet wide, maybe like 3 feet. Nah, maybe more like 4 feet, 4 feet wide. And so it creates this like little cube that I'm inside of, elongated cube, like a 4 foot by 4 foot cube that was elongated to 7 feet tall. So that's what I'm inside of. And I think it does a really good job of mitigating a lot of the sound, abnormal little abstracts, little things that happen as you're recording, the like click or the dogs barking or the lawnmower starting. Like, you never know what's going to happen. But with this is really cool because it's unidirectionally pointing towards my face. The Electro Voice RE straight to my face, and then it's pointing in this direction, so it's any reflection of sound in this direction from this corner of the cube is going to be like observed by this recording device. But fortunately, everything is extremely sound conditioned, so as I speak, it hits the walls and it just gets absorbed by the walls. So that's what I got going on here. There's some leakage out at the bottom, of course. There's a large amount of space in here. Like the floor is really where a lot of the reflectiveness of the sound is coming up from, but fortunately, that doesn't really reach the microphone because it's pointed in this direction, so I think we're good. That's a little bit of a behind the scenes there. Bahama Mama. Oh, mama. All right, let's get back to it. Positioning the practice for the future of independent medicine. Positioning the practice for the future of independent medicine. The pressures facing independent practices are unlikely to lessen. Payers will keep refining edits, introducing new prior authorization requirements, and scrutinizing documentation more thoroughly. Patients will expect greater digital access, clearer financial communication, and increased convenience. Regulatory bodies will uphold high standards for privacy, security, and medical necessity. Practices that depend solely on internal generalist strategies for the revenue cycle will find it increasingly hard to keep pace. Outsourced revenue cycle management provides a way to address these realities without losing independence. Instead of selling to a hospital or joining a large system for administrative support, physicians can keep ownership while partnering with specialized infrastructure. The practice stays clinically autonomous, locally connected, and personally linked to its patient community, while its financial operations are managed by a team dedicated to handling the complexities. Of reimbursement. When viewed through that strategic lens, outsourcing becomes less about sending billing out of the office and more about building a sustainable model for independent care. It is a deliberate decision to align clinical and financial expertise so that the practice can continue to serve its community with strength, stability, and confidence. Why outsourcing revenue cycle management has become the strategic choice for the modern medical practice. For modern medical practices, today's medical practices function in a landscape marked by rising administrative complexity, changing regulatory requirements, and ongoing pressures from payers. For independent practices in small to mid-sized groups, these issues are even more significant. These offices lack the specialized departments, large staff, or extensive infrastructure that hospitals and large health systems depend on. As a result, the task of keeping revenue cycle operations accurate, compliant, and efficient often falls on a small, already overextended internal team. Outsourced revenue cycle management (RCM) has shifted from being a convenience to a strategic necessity. It enables practices to delegate complex, labor-intensive tasks to experts who perform these functions more accurately with advanced tools and with significantly lower operational risks. Instead of building an entire billing department in-house, which involves training, software, compliance oversight, and quality checks, practices can rely on specialists who provide immediate improvements in accuracy, cash flow, and compliance. For practices with 1 to 40 providers. For practices with 1 to 40 providers, outsourcing is more than just operational change. It represents a transformative shift in how revenue is generated. How staff workflows are managed, and how the practice prepares for long-term financial stability. The financial advantages of outsourced RCM. Outsourcing revenue cycle operations provides immediate financial benefits because it addresses the main vulnerabilities that cause practices to lose money. Many practices underestimate the real cost of in-house billing. Beyond salaries, the practice must spend on software licenses, training, benefits, staff turnover, workflow management, and manual follow-up processes that take up valuable time. More importantly, internal billing teams often lack the specialized tools needed to prevent revenue. More importantly, internal billing teams often lack the specialized tools needed to prevent revenue leakage. Leading to missed charges, denied claims, underpayments, and uncollected patient balances. Outsourced RCM replaces uncertainty with consistency. A dedicated RCM team submits clean claims, monitors them through every stage of adjudication, corrects errors, pursues underpayments, and ensures that no encounter is overlooked. Payment cycles shorten because claims are correctly submitted on the first attempt. Accounts receivable decrease because follow-up is systemic and timely. Net collections increase because fewer denials are ignored, and fewer balances are written off. This stabilizing effect guarantees predictable cash flow, reduces operational risks, and greatly enhances the practice's financial outlook. The financial strength gained from outsourcing is measurable, lasting, and directly linked to improved accuracy and efficiency in each stage of the revenue cycle. Operational efficiency in staff relief. Billing is among the most demanding and disruptive tasks in a medical practice. It is detailed, time-sensitive, and often unpredictable. When staff try to handle scheduling, patient communication, administrative duties, and billing complexities, the entire practice feels the strain. Outsourcing eases this pressure by assigning billing tasks to a dedicated RCM team. The practice enables staff to concentrate on their strengths: patient care, patient flow, clinical coordination, and operational support. This not only improves office efficiency, but also enhances the patient experience by reducing wait times, removing administrative delays, and allowing staff to be more attentive and responsive. Outsourcing practices often boost morale, improve retention, and restore order in daily operations. When staff no longer feel overwhelmed by denials, coding questions, payer disputes, and billing calls, they become more efficient and confident in their roles. The outcome is a more unified, patient-focused environment with significantly reduced administrative fatigue. All right, let's see, where am I?
Access to expertise. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more sections to go. Okay. Okay. Access to expertise. Access to expertise in cutting edge technology. Healthcare billing is a complex task. Healthcare billing is a complex and rapidly evolving field. Payer policies frequently change, coding guidelines are updated annually, and compliance standards continue to grow. Internal billing teams, especially in small practices, often lack the time or resources to keep up with these updates. Internal billing teams, especially in small practices, often lack the time or resources to keep up with these updates. Outsourced RCM companies, however, make substantial investments in expertise and technology because billing is their main focus. Outsourcing enables practices to access advanced tools and expertise, such as sophisticated claim scrubbing platforms, automated eligibility systems, integrated payment solutions, real-time reporting dashboards, and state-of-the-art denial prevention technology. These tools significantly reduce human error, prevent predictable mistakes, and enhance efficiencies that internal systems cannot achieve. And enhance efficiencies that internal systems cannot achieve. Moreover, outsourced systems offer multi-specialty expertise, enabling them to identify payer behavior patterns and coding nuances that internal billers might miss. This insight results in more precise claims,
increased success rates in appeals, increased success rates in appeals, in, increased insight, increased success rates in appeals, and improved overall financial outcomes. Especially the outsourced team. Essentially, the outsourced team acts as an extension of the practice, a resource that continually updates, adapts, and enhances revenue cycle performance as the regulatory and payer landscape changes. Stronger compliance and risk reduction. Compliance has become one of the biggest challenges for medical practices. Compliance has become one of the biggest challenges for medical practices. Regulatory requirements around documentation, coding accuracy, privacy, medical necessity, and claim deadlines are growing more strict. Even small mistakes can lead to audits, rejected reimbursements, and financial penalties. In-house billers often struggle to stay compliant because the rules change faster than they can keep up. Outsourced RCM firms create a strong compliance foundation that safeguards the practice. Their systems feature updated rule sets, automated checks, audit controls, and ongoing oversight to ensure claims meet payer and federal standards. They detect documentation gaps, coding issues, and risk patterns early, well before they develop into major compliance issues. The result is a safer, more stable revenue cycle, one that lowers audit risks, reduces recoupment liabilities, and protects the practice's reputation with payers and patients. Compliance becomes proactive instead of reactive. And the practice gains confidence knowing that its claims are accurate, supported, and thoroughly reviewed. Scalability and future-proofing the practice. One of the main challenges internal billing departments face is their difficulty in scaling. As practices add providers, expand locations, raise patient volumes, or introduce new services, their billing workload increases. Internal staff often become overwhelmed quickly, causing delays, errors, and more denials. Outsourced RCM removes this obstacle because RCM companies have large teams and advanced systems. Because RCM companies have large teams and advanced systems, they can handle higher volumes quickly and efficiently. Practices that outsource can grow without needing to hire more billers, buy new software, or change internal workflows. They build a billing system that scales easily with their clinical operations. This scalability also safeguards the practice during unexpected shifts. During unexpected shifts, whether payer policies suddenly change, patient responsibility increases, or staffing shortages happen, the outsourced team ensures continuity, accuracy, and efficiency. As healthcare continues to develop, outsourced RCM offers practices a dependable framework that adapts to change instead of being disrupted by it. Enhanced patient experience and revenue transparency. Patients' financial experience has become a key factor in practice success. As deductibles go up and patients cover more costs, they expect clear communication, transparent billing, and simple payment operations. Confusion or frustration about their financial responsibilities can harm trust, lower compliance, and cause delayed or missed payments. Outsourced RCM improves the patient experience by making financial communication clearer, more timely, and accurate. Patients receive statements that are easy to understand, balances that are correct, and support that is professional and knowledgeable. Billing questions are answered quickly. Payment options are flexible, and financial expectations are clearly communicated. When patients feel confident about the billing process, they are more likely to pay on time, remain loyal to the practice, and recommend its services to others. Outsourced RCM improves this relationship by ensuring financial interactions demonstrate the same professionalism and care patients expect during their clinical visits. The strategic advantage of outsourcing for long-term success. Outsourcing revenue cycle management is now considered essential rather than optional. For many independent medical practices, it has become the most dependable way to secure long-term financial security, long-term financial stability, operational transparency, and clinical effectiveness. By leveraging advanced technology, highly trained specialists, organized workflows, and strict compliance oversight, outsourced RCM provides a level of performance that internal teams often find difficult to achieve. Practices that outsource protect the revenue, reduce administrative burdens, boost boost staff morale, improve patient relationships, and prepare for future growth. They gain a competitive advantage aligned with modern healthcare, an advantage based on accuracy, consistency, and professional accountability. Outsourced RCM is more than just an operational upgrade. It is a strategic investment in the practice's long-term health, resilience, and success. All right, see, that sounds about right. 45 minutes. That sounds about right. Yeah, 45 minutes is about right. So, okay. All right. Chapter 10. Oh, we made it, guys. We made it. Okay. All right. Ooh. We made it to chapter 10. Chapter 10. We made it to chapter 10, guys. We made it to chapter 10. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the screen mirroring. Plug this back in. The plug. Where you at? The plug. Bam. And then we're going to go in and, let's see. Just going to turn that off. Script. Turn that script off. We got a few things to export, so I'm probably going to do that while I'm on here. So everything is muted right now. Take all of these, go back. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts. Chapter 8 was 2. Chapter 7 was 2. So. Dang, dude. So I think for references, I actually have. Oops. There we go. For references, I think that this was actually. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. See? Yeah. I had that, but also I think I started out with references, federal regulations, compliance standards, and government publications. I think it was around, you bitch. It was around there. Centers for Medicine and Centers for Medicare. Yeah, it was that. Okay. So I think that is the extent of references. So that's good. I'll do references raw. We'll start with summaries. We'll just go go from the bottom up. So I want to make sure I go through everything is turned off. This is important because I don't want to double process anything. This is indeed the correct thing, but I'm going to solo it just in case anything else is accidentally turned on. I'm going to bounce it as an uncompressed WAV file at 44.1 kilohertz because we did 48 before and we realized that ACX has a problem with that for some reason. So it's whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever. Revenue cure, script outsource, and then this one is summary. So we're going to call this summary. Summary. When you're not wintry, but you're summery. Okay. Turn that off. And then about the author. And we will bounce that as well as an uncompressed WAV file. I wish there was a way to just like automate this to where it will populate like whatever I named it here. That'd be cool. About the author. And I do snake case there because I've had issues in the past with file names containing a space. Yeah, don't ask me how I know. Okay, so this is Control U. Bounces an uncompressed wave. This is references, of course. References. That might take a second. Yeah, okay. That's good. Chapter 7 raw. Turn that off. Select all of them. Actually, how about this? Because that'll take a second. Let's go conclusion raw. Control U. Let's do this as conclusion. Conclusion. It's a clue. A clue. It's a clue. Alright, conclusion is good. Let's move conclusion down just to keep it near everything else. Let's keep it near there. Everything is muted, so we're good. Conclusion raw. Oh, come on. What did you click? I'm going to hit Control U. Oh, your import. Okay, well. Control U, not Control I. Wait a minute. Unmute that. Solo. As a chapter _7. Script outsource, and we'll bounce that. And that's going to take a second, but not as long as I thought it would, to be honest. It was actually pretty quick. So I won't show you what I'm doing, but usually I do. I'm going to go on to the script, ACX, revenue cure. I'm going to do new project, audio project. I'm going to call this audio project. I'm going to call it auxiliary data, and then I'm gonna add the script outsource, and I'm gonna do summary. Okay, I'm gonna do conclusion. And then say new composition, upload file, references. And then I'm going to do new composition,
new composition, and then do, so we got conclusion, references, and then summary. And then we also need about the author. So keeps asking who dat. You know who I am. New composition, file, about the author. There we go. Open. There we go. You know it's me. Quit asking. So let's see. Let's go back to auxiliary data. This is called conclusion. So I'm gonna rename that conclusion. There we are. And so I like to do that because all of the really short ones I don't think require their own project. Like it's fine if it's fine if they're like in their own thing. Let's see, we're on the transcribing phase, I believe. Yeah. It looks like everything has volume, so that's good. Let's go back to auxiliary data. Now, we'll go back and I'll show you guys what I did here in a second, but let's go back to logic because we're good here. Let's mute that. Go back to chapter 8 raw. So that one's going to be I don't know where I'm going with that. Chapter 8. Go. And then I'll show you what I was doing over here. On Brave. Okay, so auxiliary data. Basically just imported everything as a different composition. So I've got like the conclusion in there, the references in here, the summary in here, and the about the author in here. And they're all going to be transcribing here on their own. I like to keep those as their own separate composition instead of their own project because they're all kind of related. They're all like short clips that relate to the project. So I'm going to call that auxiliary data and keep all of the chapters distinct. I'm going to upload chapter 7 here. So that's good. How far are we with chapter 8 though? Because I did see it. I'm usually skeptical with adding them. But it looks like it's good. So we are good here. I'm going to go ahead and unsolo that. Go back and then go to chapter 9, unmute, solo, and then bounce that. See, if I weren't in a rush, though, what I would typically do is I'd go through and then I'd separate this a little more. I'd isolate little sections of blank, but I don't really need to be doing all that, TBH. Don't really need to be doing all that. So chapter 7 is loading right now. Let's go back. And I can create these as different compositions, but they're not related to one another. So I like to keep them separate and distinct. Chapter 8 is on here, so I'm going to upload chapter 8. Good to go. This is, of course, me. That'll detect my speech. So I want that on there. And then the script, I'm going to open that up again just so it can like upload in a good capacity. Go back to ACX audiobooks, revenue cure. Don't know why it likes to do that. It likes to go directly onto there, but it's whatever. Audio projects, and then let's go back. Hopefully at this point we are loaded, and it looks like we are. So congratulations, you've won. Unsolo that, go back, and then we will copy this into chapter 10 raw. But in the meantime, we have a completed project, so I'm going to go ahead and save this the way it is. We love you just the way you are. We love you just the way you are. I'm going to shrink these just a little bit. Because we don't need to be too big with those.
And then we can save that once more. Shouldn't be too much to save, so it should be quick. And then we'll delete that, and then we'll close Logic Pro. I like to close it because it uses a lot of energy. You guys see a still image of this, but it's actually a closed program, so you're not going to see the levels change at all. It's just kind of frozen the way it is. And as you can see, the CPU is running a little bit faster now, so anything that I upload is going to probably upload with better fidelity, but we'll see. Chapter 9, let's go to Chapter 8. Looks like it's already good with that that process. I don't know why it's doing audio leveling, to be honest, because I always ask it to not normalize, but it is what it is. Let's get this. We got that. Let's see, that's me on there. And then let's see if Descript has also ECX audiobooks, Revenue Cure, Chapter 7. Looks like it's still transcribing this one, so I'm gonna leave this one up. So it's got 7, 8, and 9 on there. And then also, let's go to Revenue Cure, auxiliary data, and we'll leave this one open as well. It looks like it's actually good. Looks like that one's actually good. So going through, you got summary, got about the author. Yeah, everything's on there. So we should be good with all of that. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, cool. So we are good as far as the uploads go. Everything's good in that regard. Let's check out sales though while we're here. Let's check out sales from last month. Oof. All right. Not doing so hot, guys. We're not doing so hot after all the removals. We're not doing so hot here, but it's all good. It is what it is. Okay. All right. Well, that's all we got for today. That's all we got for today. So, like this fractal, it's never ending, but we got a little bit more to go on this project. We got a little bit more to go on this process. Got a few more chapters to record, and we've got the ones that we've already recorded ready to hit the first phase of editing. So we got to edit those down, and hopefully we're bending we're just around the bend to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully, so. We're really, really close. But, for the time being, going to park it and going to Peter Parker out of here. Going to Spider-Man my way outside of this mix. I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter. Have a wonderful Easter, and I hope that you catch some eggs today. Definitely catch some eggs. Tell the Easter Bunny I said what's up. Give him a high five, and I hope that you guys enjoy life while you have it. I love you.